Welcome to Noah's Frying Pan. Today we're going to be making a recipe you can make while you're quarantined because of the coronavirus. Let's get cooking. Let's start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees. Okay, now let's rinse our beans. Just like this. Cold water. And now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's mash our beans. Move them to our bowl. And then let's mash our beans. Just like this. Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's add our eggs. Our oil. And our vanilla. And we'll mix this together. Just like this. And now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's mix our dry ingredients together. Our sugar, our coffee, our baking powder, salt, cocoa, and our chocolate chips. Just like that. Just like this, let's mix this together. And now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's pour our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. Use a rubber spatula. Just like that. And then we'll mix this together. Just like this. Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's put our brownie batter into our grease pan. Just like this. Okay. Now let's move on to our next step. Okay, now let's bake our brownies at 350 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. And I'll show you the finished product. This is our finished product.